Hello and welcome back to Wellness Wednesdays. So you've probably looked up before, how can I live a healthier life? What can I do in order to stay in shape? How can I get my mind in the right headspace for whatever it is you want to do better or succeed at? And so today we're gonna be talking about how to live a healthy life, whether that is living a healthy lifestyle in your spiritual, your physical, your mental, or even your environmental life. First, going over what does healthy really mean? I mean, it really just depends on who you are, your genetics, your job, what lifestyle you're living right now, your relationships, the family or the friends that you are in contact with, your activity levels, your nutrition, and just so much more. So what I want you to focus on throughout this video is where you are right now, not necessarily focus on how you were in the past, what your health levels were when you were younger, or maybe even a couple years ago, but I want you to focus on how you feel now, what is going on now, and what can we do in our lives to improve how we feel in this moment. First one, be you. Now this is kind of a messy statement to give you because I know it's going to consider you to ask yourself a lot of questions. What is it that you want your future to look like? Not necessarily what someone else says your future should look like. What social media says you should be eating every day. What social media says you should be doing for exercise. What is it that you feel like you need because it is your life, right? Which means what we do is not going to be what someone else does in order to live a healthy life, right? It's hard to do this nowadays because we see a lot of how other people are living. And so maybe tuning out a little bit to that and asking yourself, what do you need in this present moment? And using people as inspirations. It's a great way to elevate our perception of things. However, if we are never listening to ourselves and always maybe wanting what other people have or following a diet because someone else followed it and it worked for them, then we may not ever discover what we are able to do in order to stay consistent so that we can be healthy. Number two, so being conscious of how you're feeling in the moment, but also being conscious of the food that you put into your body, being conscious of the exercise that you're doing, being conscious of the things that you feel. So that way, when it comes to making certain decisions like eating that piece of cake or going out with friends, you decide, this is what I need right now. Maybe you don't need the piece of cake, maybe you just need half of it because you're already full from dinner, you want a little taste of something sweet, so why not have half of it? Or going out with friends, maybe you're super tired and you need to be conscious of that feeling that you have and kind of planning ahead and being like, well, I can go out with my friends next week, let me just have this time to myself this week. And then number three, being active. And I don't necessarily mean this in the way of being active physically. That is great, you know, walking to decrease stress and to help with our physical goals. However, what I mean by being active is planning ahead and making sure that we are setting ourselves up for the goals that we have. Now again, health is going to mean something different for me than it means for you. So maybe for me, in order to live a life where I feel my best, I need to prep my dinners at night. I get super busy with work and I may not have time to cook. So instead of ordering out, I'm like, okay, well, let me prep my meals for this week and be proactive. However, for you, going outside of the fitness and health route, so maybe you want to learn how to speak Spanish. So we need to be active and schedule when we're going to learn that. And to you, that is something that is good for your mental health. Learning a new language and evolving in a certain way makes you feel really good. And so you want to prioritize things like that, and being active and proactive and planning and scheduling is going to make all of the difference. Now, I know those were kind of statements, not really questions, but within each of those statements, you can ask yourself so many different questions. When we talk about being conscious, asking yourself, how do I feel right now? How does this going to make me feel later on? And when we're talking about being active, asking yourself, what can I do in my financial plans? What can I do in my fitness plans? What can I do in my meal prep plans? What can I do with my family that will end up allowing you to feel like you are living something substantial and you are living a life that you want to live? Because if we're not living a life we want to live, well, that in itself just isn't healthy. Okay guys, thanks for joining again. Putting another plug in here for the September competition. Signups have closed, however, there are a couple spots still open. So if you do want to join, please reach out, let me know, and we'll get you on a team. Okay guys, thanks for joining, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.